Hey everybody, it's Jen from Jen's RAQ, and I am doing my weekly update for you. I am 34 weeks and 3 days today, and I had an OB appointment this morning, had to get blood taken, which the nurse practitioner last week had said, oh, you already had your 32-week labs done. And I said, okay, but no, apparently not, and so I got that done today. They conveniently have finally gotten, I guess, the lab and insurance to work together so that I was able to use the lab that was just directly next door, which was really cool. So that was much better than having to schedule an appointment somewhere else later to do that. So anyway, let's see. So I stayed and I talked with him forever. I really do like my OB a lot. I talked with him. I asked him like 30 minutes worth of questions. So that was kind of cool. He took the time. It was no big deal. In fact, I found myself like kind of cutting him off like, okay, let's move on to the next question, because, you know, he's totally cool just talking and whatever. And he's telling me stuff about his kids and whatever. And he's really nice about it. Like, he doesn't just interject. Like, he makes it where it makes sense in the conversation. Unlike that nurse practitioner last week that she just was just making her children part of the conversation, you know. But anyway, that's off topic completely. So whatever. Anyway, okay, so let's see. So my weight is up 5 pounds over the last 2 weeks. Not shocked. We're still doing tons and tons of Girl Scout cookie sales and eating. So I'm not totally shocked at that. I went to the chiropractor yesterday and she kind of cracked me up, because she did my thing, and I, like, between Monday and Wednesday, I felt so different. Suddenly on Wednesday, I was feeling like the bone on bone in my pelvis, and I was feeling like really low contractions that hurt, and then I was feeling like stinging on my cervix. Something in great. I'm starting to dilate. Awesome. But they stopped, and everything's fine, and it's no big deal. But he was so low. So when I went to the chiropractor, she was like, wow, he really has moved down there. And I said, yeah, he's very low today. I can totally feel him way down there. And she's like, do you have my cell phone number just in case you need me this weekend? Which is funny, because she'll do like labor adjustments and adjustments like right after the birth. So anyway, it kind of made me laugh and like, should I be nervous about that? But anyway, no big deal. I don't anticipate preterm labor, so hopefully not an issue. But anyway, so he's kind of back up again today. He's not as low today. When I'm walking, I don't constantly feel that cervical pressure, and I'm not feeling the pelvis against baby shoulder grinding or anything today. So he's popped up a little bit today. So I guess yesterday was practice. And so if he could just like stay up for a couple more weeks so that I don't have to feel that until we're at a safe delivery point, that would be awesome. But so at my OB appointment today, I asked him about holding off on doing checks for a while. And he said, no big deal, just remind him. Because he typically, I guess, does a check at 36 weeks to check baby's position or whatever. But I told him I would be more comfortable waiting till 38, 39 weeks for checks. Because what's the point? And he said, yeah, that's no big deal. If we can tell where baby is, it doesn't matter. And they have ultrasound in the office. So I think that he would even let me do an ultrasound instead, just to do a quick check to make sure it's head down. But anyway, and then I asked him, you know, how do you feel about going post-date or whatever? And he said, generally by about 41 weeks, I start looking into, okay, let's get the baby out, especially if it's a later subsequent pregnancy. But that he's not going to freak out about it. It's not a big deal. Totally normal, you know, whatever. And it even sounded like, you know, if I did get to 41 weeks, he wouldn't, you know, pressure me into like C-section that second or something. He's still pretty practical. And so then I asked him about what kind of induction methods do you generally use for VBAC moms. And he said he tries to avoid Pitocin. He definitely doesn't use prostaglandins. And that if mom's already kind of dilated, he'll usually break water as the induction method and see where you go from there. But if mom hasn't dilated yet, that he'll do the Foley catheter, the Foley bulb, and try and get mom dilated a little bit and then kind of see what happens. So those are all good answers about what I expected. So that's cool. And let's see, what else did I ask? I was asking him about having a doula, having a birth plan, all of that. And he said, you know, I've been through this before. He's cool with whatever, pretty much. And I can just do whatever I've got to take a phone call.